don't fully engage until it gets tired.
Oh, okay, so we just like in and out, in and out.
Just
What if
poking
you
in
get
and out.
tired?
That's impossible, brother.
That's the age-old question. Gorilla Gas versus Nicky Gas. The Nicky Ryan way, just faint. Oh, fuck. My lung.
You're listening to The Simple Man with Ethan Krell and Stan, Nicky Rod, and Damian Anderson. Oh. Stay a while if you know about the jiu-jitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
We should probably clean this up.
I think it's
Get Ali to do it.
I was gonna ask Mike, like, it stresses me
Production
out.
problem.
That's fine, I'll do it.
It's a production problem.
Yeah. You know, I have been drinking one case a day since you got me on it.
Right? You rip through them.
Yeah.
I wish water brands would be more open to sponsor like athletes. Like,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense, right?
You gotta think their markup has to be tremendous. Like they're probably paying
Water.
Yeah, it's water. Right? Carbonated water.
Yeah, Waterloo is based in Austin, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I
can
never thought
definitely
about
work something out.
I know there's the other one that is based in Austin. I forgot the name now. They always have Rambler. Have you tried that one?
Rambler? Rambler? I've heard of it.
It's based in Austin.
Really?
It's pretty good.
Maybe we get a Rambler too.
Rambler, is it called rainwater? Is what they call their drink?
I think so.
Yeah,
Not sure.
I think I know what you're talking about, like a white and blue can, something like
I know Joe Rogan is sponsored by Deluca. That one, I think.
Oh, so if they're sponsored by Joe Rogan, we can definitely get that.
that. Maybe we just need to sell our own water.
True.
Yeah, let's bottle it up.
We just bottle Waterloos,
You know,
charge a penny less.
Just throw a sticker on it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Let me just throw a
Why
sticker.
not?
Simpleman sticker. Women have sold bath water.
Oh.
You just do something similar. It's high markup. Perfect.
Bing bong.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Simpleman podcast. I'm Damian.
Nicky Ryan.
Mickey Rod.
We have a very special guest,
Victor Hugo.
Victor Hugo.
Hugo.
The hugest. He's fucking ginormous.
Big boy. You do much podcasts?
I do quite a bit. I've done
Yeah.
a couple. I try to not do as much, so I have stuff to talk about. So I'm not always talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since the last one. And I like actually like in person better. I feel like through the internet, I barely watch whenever people do like that. So I feel
Yeah.
like this is more engaging.
You see,
That's good.
He's trying to get us to do guests like overseas and stuff via Zoom. I'm just like, it's not the same. It's not.
This guy's trying to drag
Well-
this podcast down, dude. You need
Just so
to.
everyone knows, the only reason the podcast has been able to last this long is because of me.
Well, you're definitely the reason it's profitable. Now we're not in the red.
Fair enough. Yes,
Yeah.
it would still be going, but on Nicky Rod's dime. we were in debt for like 2 years.
Oh.
Or a year and a
Yeah.
half. The entire year and a half.
Just equipment. I was like,
Yeah.
I just get
now we're making money from it.
I definitely think that's more like into it whenever it's in person. I always say I wouldn't watch all the podcasts, but that should, I think there's probably like some interesting conversations that we could do like far away. Let's say the guy lives in Japan or something.
Yeah.
But I think like
That's
this
what I
is
was
more
thinking.
cooler. I'll never have a chance to do one in person. I like it better.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It was more so thinking like, you know, if we got Volkanovski on and he's out in like Australia, like,
Yeah.
are we gonna all go to Australia? I mean, I'm down.
No, but I would go to where he's fighting at and do a pod there.
So that was the next thing. But then it's like, do we really want to bother the guy with a podcast a week before his fight, a championship fight, when he's weight cutting and shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Ali's working on the Theo Von connection though.
Are you? You slid in the DMs? No?
Yeah.
We got to get her verified first so she can.
Well, there's a lot of them that live in Austin.
A lot of
Comedians, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We do have some. I have some good comedians that follow me. Who did I hit up? I hit up Micah Parsons. He said he's probably down. Bryce Mitchell's supposed to come on tomorrow. We'll see if that works out.
That'd
be sick.
So
if you guys made that to that one, that's a good sign. You know?
yeah.
Still here.
You know Bryce Mitchell, right?
Yeah. I never met him, but I know of him.
Do you have opinions on the Jews?
I just let them stay how they are. I'm not very extremist when it comes to that stuff. But I think an interesting one. I've been listening to this guy a lot, Artie Marty. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
He's a martial artist. I think he's a purple belt or something.
Yeah, he's a comedian, right?
Yeah,
Kill Tony guy.
comedian now. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably one of the most popular now, upcoming, and he's
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
So it's just a comedian. That's what you listen to, or like?
No, he was a Kill Tony comedian.
Yeah.
And he's super popular now. I DM'd him, no answer. But maybe we'll shoot it again.
You're saying it's just like a comedian in Austin?
In Austin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be cool.
That'd
Like,
be cool to have on.
Yeah.
Sick.
For sure.
it's probably many of them.
I'm with it. We're trying to grow. I told Nicky Rod to hit up Shane Gillis,
Oh yeah,
get him on the podcast.
that would be sick.
Dude, that would be so sick. He's my favorite
Crack
comedian
some
by
beers.
far.
Somebody like that, I wouldn't mind paying. Like, I'd pay him $100.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Nicky Rod paying either.
Just teach him a private.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Are you down
he?
to? Would you give up a private for a podcast?
Yeah.
And then not
discounted private.
We just podcast a private.
Does he even does he train? Because he's been at WNOs before.
Yeah.
I don't know if he trains or not.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think he does.
No?
Doesn't
He
look
definitely
like
doesn't
that.
look like it.
guy that trains.
It definitely doesn't look like it. Fucking hell.
He's so fucking funny though.
He's one of the best out
It's the best live set I've ever seen from a
I
comedian.
haven't seen him live. I would love to. Though.
Yeah, I saw him at. Were you there when we saw
Shane
it?
Gillis? I've never seen him live.
Ah,
I
no.
would love to see
It
him.
was like me, Vince, I think Sal, and I forget who else. We went and saw him at the Mothership live. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You been to the Mothership a lot?
Yeah, I think I saw Nicky there once, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
I sat right next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
Thanks for the
I
invite,
like it.
Nicky.
I forget that was a while.
He was
ago.
all in the dark there. Like he looked like a fucking villain. It was like all in the dark.
That's usually what he looks like.
Hopefully he won't kick me out. Like look like you're the boss here. But yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I think comedy helped me a lot moving to America because for me to understand the humor, it makes it easy to kind of like build relationship with people. And I think we're kind of like in the sport of like where building relationships is really important.
Yeah, how long you been in America for now?
Now next year's gonna be 10 years, so it went by
10
fast.
years.
Yeah, 2016 is when I first moved here.
And how old are you?
I was 18.
You were 18 when you moved here. You're
Yeah.
28 now.
28 now. Yeah.
Wow. So did you move right to Austin or?
No, San Diego first. And yeah, just like there was a school there at the university, that's Shanji and his brother. I didn't definitely just move, you know, that was just like by little. I would stay, go back, stay, come back. But I would consider like the moment that I decided that I want to live in America was September 2016. Yeah, 2016.
Wow.
What age did you start jiu-jitsu?
I was 14.
14.
14, yeah.
Oh, it's kind of, it's a little late for the Brazilians, right?
Yeah, kind of late. Like a lot of the guys, whenever I start competing back in my city, they already were winning, knew way more moves that I would know, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll catch up one day.
Yeah.
There's a guy from my city that I don't know, maybe you compete against him because you guys are the same weight, Gabriel Souza.
Yeah.
He's from my same city as I. So whenever I started competing, he was already like a juvenile blue belt,
Wow.
and he was competing doing absolutes and stuff. I was like, oh, that kid's good. Maybe I can be as good as him one day.
Wow, really?
And then somehow I catched up, and then I was a blue belt to him for a while. So that was cool.
Holy fuck! So you guys grew up basically together.
Yeah, we competed against each other, juvenile
that's
and
sick,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
it's cool.
I honestly didn't. I mean, I knew he was Brazilian. I actually didn't realize that he grew up in Brazil for some reason. I don't even know why. I thought he was from America.
Yeah, and he moved here as early as me. So sometimes a lot of people think whenever they meet me, besides the accent, they can even tell if I'm from here or not. Well, a lot of people from there don't know that I'm actually from there because I have been here for so long. Like a lot of Brazilians don't even know of me. Like, oh yeah, that guy, he's American or something.
Yeah. I honestly thought because Gabriel lives in America now, or he's just traveling everywhere.
I think he's based here, but he travels a lot. It's kind of like
I see
living
him, I see
that.
him everywhere. But I know, in America, he was doing we competed now 2 times against each other, and but I always see him at other tournaments against. Always competing, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy pace.
Sick. So then, when did you decide that you were like, all right, I want to try to pursue this professionally? Then.
I think it was 2016 whenever I did Gil Worlds for the first time. I was able to win double golds. And I came in as an underdog. No one knew me because of my city. Where I'm from is not really popular for jiu-jitsu. So I came in, I won the whole thing, and then I met Shanji on the same event. he kind of opened the doors, like, if you want to come train. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go train. And then I had another few opportunities, but I really liked the training there because they're all a lot of big guys, like, and I feel like whenever I went to train with them was him, Lovato, his brother, and a couple other guys. They were not training to beat me; they actually were training to dominate me.
Oh, to dominate. Oh,
yeah, like to beat the shit out of me, you know. So I'm like, oh shit! Like if these guys can beat me this bad, if one day I can actually like make it even, I think I'll be improving a lot because I just won double one and this guy just beat the shit out of me. So if I can progress inside this training room, I can only imagine how good I can get outside of here. So that's kind of like how I approached it. And little by little, I was able to stay for a training camp, stay for a little longer, and then end up applying for my visas and stay in America.
And now technically you own a Shanji gym?
Yeah, affiliation. Yeah, I own one. I'm affiliated under him. I have one school under the association.
And now, tell me about like your business partner. Like how did the idea about opening up a gym come about in Austin? You know.
Yeah. So. It was a little bit of exploring. I got hurt a couple times, so I couldn't train, and all I was doing was teaching. But even just teaching, I was like, "Oh, is this enough? We can actually, run a school, Also, my partner that partnered up with me is actually, he's really focused on the business side and stuff. So he was like, "Oh, what does it take to actually run a successful school, and how quickly can you turn out to actually, make money to school? Like, because we travel a lot to do a lot of seminars, and you guys know, like, there's a lot of people doing different things. So we're like, what's the best model to quickly turn this thing around and actually get it going, where it's not going to be stressful, and you can actually do it at the same time as competing and stuff. So it's more like a test, and then we're like, oh, like, should we wait and open another city, or is there a place in Austin you can actually open? It's still not going to be like competing with Shania and stuff. And we found a little place there in Lakeway. It's like a little far from almost everybody. And the thing that we were able to actually like do it, like we had plans for 1 year, like, oh, 1 year we're gonna be here. And I think like between like 4 months we're at close to that 1 year goal, and then it kept beating. And nowadays we're in a really good spot to the school. And actually what we're doing is like right now we're trying to model, so we can kind of like pass this model to different schools and kind of like share the knowledge a little bit.
Fuck yeah! I think you guys did it. I think the biggest thing that. I mean, I haven't checked out your gym, but we were talking about it a little bit. It's like your location was really good.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, opening up a business just in high income
demographics
areas,
and stuff. Yeah.
It makes business so much easier.
Yeah.
It's like when you have to do business in like lower income areas, it's like it's not that you don't want them to get this knowledge, but it just becomes like a bitch because now they don't want to. The price point is always a big deal for them, but it's like when people have money, they're like they have a lot of disposable income. They don't care. They're like. Especially when they're talking about their kids.
Yeah.
They pay a lot for their kids.
Yeah, you look at the school district, I think it plays a big role too. I didn't know, but apparently that plays a big role, how much houses are going to cost and stuff, how good the school is. Like in Brazil, we don't even have that. So like I think that, that makes...
schools.
Were you a good student in school?
No. I was more like class clown and like kind of like... Sometimes just like low key hanging out and stuff. I would have like sometimes I would have good grades, but I'll be there more for the good time and hang out.
Were you always the biggest person in your class, or
for most of the time? Yeah.
How big are your parents?
My dad is 6'2", 250. He's a big dude, and my mom, she's like 5'9", I would say. She's like, she's not like super short, so she has some size.
Okay. You have siblings?
No, only child.
No. Did you get into fights growing up?
No, I didn't. I was always trying to talk my way out of them, or maybe try to have someone fight the guy that I wanted to fight.
Really? Shut up. No way.
Yeah.
In Brazil, you have to worry about...
I'll be more like the Dana White and move myself out and just, you should go.
That's me. I like to start the problem.
Yeah.
You like to instigate.
I'll get the fire going. Like if you and Nicky Rod were to fight, like you think you'd win?
Don't start drama.
How many gorillas are in there?
Yeah. All right, here, question. How many of you two do you think it takes to kill a gorilla?
Kill a gorilla?
Kill a gorilla?
I mean, what's the stats on the gorillas? So like,
I think there are 400. I was looking the other day. 400, Larry below 400. Yeah, because I was looking at Eddie Hall on his best was bigger than a gorilla.
That's a gorilla.
Yeah. Eddie Hall is like, it would be heavier than a gorilla.
Heavier, but the gorillas, I'm guessing, much stronger than Eddie Hall.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 man. Straight up 10 man.
You think?
I think 2 and 2. Let's take them out.
Yeah.
2 me, 2 you.
One for each side.
You think 4 people max? So 2 Nicky Rods and 2 Victor Hugos. Think the gorilla.
That's not really 4 people. That'll be like 10 people, right? Like we're big. So
Okay, so you think?
I think so. I think we can do
Two
it.
and two,
Like
bro.
one each corner. Like
You just gotta
poke
be
the
smart.
eye that turns away.
You guys
kick
go
the
high,
leg.
but we go low. 1 for each limb, brother. We good.
You heard it here. That is basically like 10 people.
Yeah, exactly.
That is true. Okay,
That's
sick.
10 of you. That's for sure.
It's definitely 10 of me. I tell you that. Definitely
How
not
many
10 of my
of
brain
you?
size.
How
though.
many of you?
The thing is I can definitely outsmart it with.
Well, you
2.
blinded first.
Blind. See, I would do something like that. Like I'm not using raw strength. I gotta outsmart.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
it.
fucking arm wrestle him. We gotta use our brains.
That's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you just gotta fuck with it till it gets tired.
Yeah, you clap.
You don't fully engage until it gets tired.
Oh, okay, so we just like in and out, in and out. What
Poking
if you
in
get
and out.
tired?
It's impossible, brother.
That's the age-old question. Gorilla gas versus Nicky gas.
The Nicky Rideway just faint.
My lung. Yeah. Fake the shit out of the gorilla. The gorilla's like. So you've never been into a street fight before?
No, I've gotten close a couple
yeah.
times, but last one was actually in Philippines. I was in the airport.
Philippines, brother. It's probably me. The small guy.
No, it wasn't a Filipino. It was a European guy. It was like on an island going back to the main city, and this guy just started picking on me. I had blonde hair back then, so I don't know if that make me weakest. I feel like sometimes I go through those trips, like
Oh, really?
if I blonde my hair, maybe the guy think I'm softer. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
So like he literally walked up to me and like gave me like his beer, and he had the cigar. He's like, "Hey, hold this for me." I was like, "No, why am I gonna hold that for you? Like, who are you?" And then I didn't say. I said, "No, like you can go along and find somebody else." And he was like, "Come on, you're not gonna hold this for me?" I was like, "No, brother, I barely know you. I'm trying to get to the airport because there was a line to get to the airport." He's like, "I'm trying to light up a cigarette, and you're being an asshole and not holding my beer." I'm like, "I'm not your maid." Bro. So then he started getting on my face. I was like, "All right, I guess I'm." On my mind, I was like, "I can definitely take this guy out," but on the back of my mind, I was like, "Man, do they like hang people in Philippines for this fight?
Yeah.
Like, what does it happen if you like beat somebody up in another country?" So I'm kind of like trying to stay calm. So he starts like kind of like walking around me, and I think he saw this ear is a little bit bitten, and he saw my ear, and he's like, "Brother, it's all good. Just kidding with you." I was like, "Well, all right, like, whatever it is." And but he was really drunk, and he was like putting a scene, like screaming with his lady and stuff. So I was like, "This is the worst energy." You know, the way I see it is like, any type of like exchange like that, you're kind of exchanging energy as well. So not trying to get it into like arguments with people like that. I think it's kind of a win, you know.
For sure.
I know a lot of friends that would probably just blast the shit out of him, but I was like, it's over here.
I can't tell because obviously you're huge, but I don't know if you are more of the I'll kill you or more of the like chill. You're more of the chill?
Yeah, more of the chill. I'll try to use my mind before. Like, I always think about the consequences, you know. I'm like, yeah, like, look from the outside. I'm huge. Like, starts beating somebody up. They're like, oh, how great. Like,
for sure. It's never worked. Nicky, you're one of the top athletes in the sport. How has Anaconda knee brace been helping you?
Living at the top of jiu-jitsu, it can be tough on the body to continue to train day in and day out. I find that Anaconda Fightwear allows me to keep my body in prime condition even when facing adversity like knee injuries, elbow issues, shoulder problems. So whenever I have these kinds of issues, I always look to Anaconda Fightwear because I know their braces are laced with the perfect amount of gel to keep me safe from impact. They have the straps to keep everything secure and the exact amount of compression that I'm looking for when you continue to train every single day. 2 braces for $59 and a 180-day warranty.
yeah, it's hardly I'll be able to actually talk, like argument, and to a person that doesn't know me, it will make sense for them what I just did. If the person knows me, they're like, oh, for him to actually beat somebody up will make sense. But I'm like, until I actually have enough argument to make everybody that doesn't know me understand what happened, I think it's not worth taking a shot, you know?
No, that makes sense. Nicky got into a fight when he was in middle school once.
Really?
I've gotten into 2 fights. One last year in middle school. The other one was
were you
freshman
in
year
middle
of high
school
school.
last year?
Oh, now forever a 16-year-old fuck.
Were they both with the lunch lady?
Yeah,
One more baloney.
I'm gonna fucking quit carrying this podcast on my back. You keep this up.
We need you.
No, it's like just two kids like bullying me. It's like honestly like I was like friends with them, sort of. I wasn't like super close with them, but like, you know, we had mutual friends. We've hung out before, and they would just keep talking shit to me. So I told both of them, like, if you keep talking shit to me, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. And they like continued doing it. So the first one was actually in the bathroom. Yeah, we like arranged a fight in the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom, a whole group of kids all go to the bathroom, and they just make a circle around us. We have one person watching for like the security guard, and we start fucking fighting. And this is like prior to like me training. I knew what jiu-jitsu was and everything. I knew what a double leg was, so we just start out just throwing the most retarded haymakers ever. Yeah, so we're just fucking hitting each other in the face. I end up getting them into like a corner, and I just literally grab him by the shirt and just throw a bunch of fucking uppercuts at him. And then I switch down to a double. I pick him up with the double. I knock the little hand dryer thing off the wall, put him down, and then I just mount him and I just start fucking hitting him. And then one of the kids is like, oh, security guard's coming. So I just immediately get off and we just all act like we're taking a piss. And then didn't get caught that day, but there was a video of it, so the video ended up getting back to the principal, so I ended up getting suspended. Other one was gym class. Same thing, told the kid stop talking shit to me, didn't listen. Talk shit to me in gym class, so same thing, walk up to him, double leg him, get on top, and I start hitting him. I actually broke my hand in that one. I broke like this bone in my hand, and then the gym teacher had to pull me off and get suspended again.
What really happened is you called the guy the N-word. That's what happened.
No.
That's not what happened?
No.
You did not call him the N-word?
No.
Oh, so now we're lying on the podcast.
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm lying on the podcast.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
For sure, bud.
We'll turn the cameras off.
Some ground pound going, dude. Like, this is a strategy, double leg and ground and pound.
Dude, we need that video. If anybody has that video, send it our way.
I don't have
that
to
would
see it, Nikki, but I
was like fat. I was fat as
You guys
fuck
should
back
put it
then
like
too.
on the opening of the podcast.
What's your right? What's your diet like?
Oh, actually, too funny thing before we go on that. One of the guys trains now. One of the guys
really?
trains. Yeah, he trained with Robert Deagle.
What?
Yeah. One of the kids I got into a fight
Is it
with.
the black guy?
In high school. No, he's Mexican.
Oh, the Mexican called him fat. The black guy. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, trains with Robert. Still trains to this day. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, so just going back really quick to that thing I said about getting in the fight, I forgot, but when I was in line, the guy was bothering me, right? Hey, like, hold my drink and stuff like that. I said, no, man. Literally, the girl that's in front of me, my fiance was there. She's like, I don't know, like, what she acted like. She's like, all right, I'll hold the drink since you can't hold it for him. I'm like, dude. You want, like, so if I start beating up on that guy, I'm pretty sure like she'll probably like freak on me, like,
Yeah.
you're crazy, like you're an asshole. I'm like, dude, like,
People are so fucking weird.
yeah.
I have a video of Nikki.
Nikki?
Yeah.
Of me.
What's your diet like? What the
I try to hit. Yeah, I try to hit the macros and the protein. Goal
See, look at that.
But
He's on my boat.
You usually like Uber Eating, or your fiance cooking?
No,
you're
I'm
cooking?
mainly cooking.
You're
Uber
mainly
Eats are expensive, you know. Like, I think it's like I'd rather
Brother,
go
tell me
out
about
to
it.
eat and spend money on Uber Eats. Like,
All right, so
and usually like Uber Eats is not good. Like I mean, I have sometimes
You watch your mouth.
dog. So the thing is, Nikki, for a long time, has been Uber Eating every single meal. Every single
Three times a day, every day for like years.
Yeah, exactly, right? So then, like, surgery happens. He's like, fuck, man, I'm getting fat. So he's like, I'm going to start cooking at home, right? I was like, what the hell is this guy going to cook? I come home one day, 8:45 p.m. This guy is microwaving something. I want you guys to listen.
Let's send it to Alice.
I did already. Okay, he's microwaving something. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
oh shit.
Protein squares. Dude, it's ground beef,
Ground beef,
rice, the Kraft American Kraft singles,
protein
the cheese.
squares.
Protein squares is what he calls them. And then he takes Quest protein chips and breaks them. He's like, bro, this is fire.
Oh, You heat it up and then so the protein bar on top of it after.
Yeah, it's like Quest. It's like protein chips. It's literally like same thing as just like.
I know what you mean. Yeah, kind of like the Doritos, but
macros on it are great. It's just like pure protein and like 3 or 4
I'm gonna
grams
get you a
of fat.
cookbook for Christmas.
I ain't cooking. I ain't learning. Yeah, I mean, it was like fucking 60 grams of protein in that bowl.
Now it looks like he's gonna get a
Chef?
Like a meal prep company's gonna help him out, I believe.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Is it Meal Pros or no?
I don't know. Well, Allie's the one handling all of it for me,
also
but
useless, so other people are doing it for him. But it's okay.
You had Eat Clean Bro before?
Eat Clean Bro was the fucking best. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they don't come to Texas anymore. Or
in
I
Texas?
just tried to order to my address and they know they'll deliver.
You said
Well,
it was
and-
Meal Pros.
Sean asked me about Meal Pros.
The one we called today, yeah, but the one that I was trying to get now is
Eat Clean Bro?
Yeah.
I used to be sponsored by them. It was fucking great. They
That's
just
in Jersey though.
Yeah,
think
that was
they're-
in Jersey.
They they sent me food one time, like to this address, and it was great. But
Yeah.
you're closer to downtown, so it might work for you.
Yeah, it was. They would literally just give me like a code,
Yeah.
and I would just go on their
Order
website,
whatever.
and it just makes everything free. So I just order as much food as I want. It was the
great.
best.
Great, high quality.
So you spend money on Uber Eats, but not with meal preps.
Yes, yeah, literally, yeah.
No, I mean like I have tried the meal preps before, but I don't know if Nicky Rod runs through the same problem. But because you're a big guy too, man, like I need like 4 of them to actually make it a meal for me. So it ends up being not like realistic.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess before we move on, we got a gift for you. Actually, 2 gifts. So, Anaconda Fightwear. I don't know if you heard about them before, but it's the best knee braces. Actually, the best braces for jiu-jitsu. There's like straps that keep it in place. But I know you said that your fiance might have a bum knee, and then in case you get hurt. So here's 2 Anaconda braces.
Thank you, appreciate it, guys.
It's a huge sponsor of the podcast. The reason why we're able to keep the lights on, and just a high quality product. So definitely try it out. Let us know how you like it. But one for you and one for the fiance.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What's your training schedule like? Are you training jiu-jitsu every day, a couple times? Do you have a day off? Are you lifting? What's it look
For
like?
most of the time, I'm training 5 times a week or 6. But there is times that if I feel like my body needs rest, I'll change a little bit and do more of like gym stuff. Lately, I've been going a lot into like the corrective exercises. I think like my game plays a big role, like how my back, shoulders, and neck feel. So like the way I try to think is like, if I go train right now, am I giving myself more hours to train, or am I actually taking away like my life from how can I say, like miles? Am I putting more miles in the car, and does it make sense to put those miles, or can I actually gain more miles by going to the gym, doing some mobility, doing some corrective exercises, and then I can get in to train for a longer time? That's where I see it. Like before, I think you have to earn the spot. Like I don't think it makes sense somebody that's 2 years in, oh yeah, I'm thinking about like training 3 times a week, 4 times a week, because I need my body to recover. But I think at some point in the sport, you start to earn that. You have so many miles in your body, so you kind of have to watch what you're doing. You got to train correctly. So I think one thing that kind of like helped me a lot was just like be consistent going to the gym and doing the right things, like not hurting myself either. I think like there was things like hurt yourself when there wasn't like an accident, but when you kind of did it to yourself,
For sure. That makes sense. Are you doing anytime? Do you guys do like cardio? A lot of times we'll do like Tabata or high intensity shit. Are you doing that as well, or not as much?
Yeah, I was doing more with the pro athlete guys. John Welborn, he called the Superhuman Protocol, which was in the Echo Bike. So we would do like kind of like Tabata style, like really high wattage on the Echo Bike. That's kind of like when I feel like I need to be more explosive, I will jump on that. We did it for a long time. I think for a point we were able to like hit 24. It wasn't like hours straight or rounds of 8. We did like 24 rounds, kind of like one after the other. It's like 3 of 8. So I think that was for Gil World. So whenever I was competing, I think the need for that was way longer, because you go in and have to compete like 8 matches. And I don't know, 10-minute matches. So like, since it's more like random and it's a longer tournament, I feel like that like level of exhaustion kind of like I need it inside my training. For now, since I've been doing more super fights and stuff like that, I'm trying to build my skills more. I'm kind of pulling away a little bit from that, and I'm trying to work the conditioning once a week on the Echo Bike, and outside of like my training itself, like pushing myself inside my training, doing different stuff.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, especially like super fights. You don't actually need, I guess an insane cardio for a shorter match and shit like that. That makes sense.
I think also just like when you sign up for something like that, the worst thing that could happen that I don't think I have done that yet. I don't know if you had, because I've never seen you doing that. It's like pulling out because you got hurt.
Pulling out?
Yeah, have you pulled out? Yeah, like...
That's how I got my son, brother.
Yeah, like... But I think that goes
Pulling
along
out
like the
how I got my
mindset and like how you train too, like... I've gotten hurt before super fights, but like I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to have to pull out of like an event and stuff, so...
Actually, I was supposed to face Kynan right after the Pixley match. I didn't sign anything, but I didn't accept the match because I was like a little banged up. I was just like, but I didn't have it like signed, and then
Yeah, you didn't have a poster and like names, and then like you decided to pull out.
Some people I feel like will take like the attention, even though they know they're going to end up pulling out, and then like a week before they pull out. It's kind of weird.
I think that happens, yeah. Not only super fight tournaments as well.
Yeah.
Like I see that happen a lot. People put their name in tournaments, they'll get all the hype because people want to see, maybe he'll fight this guy. 2 weeks out, they'll pull the name out. Like, I just feel like, it's like my ethics, I would be fucked up in the head if I started doing shit like that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
If I sign up, might as well just dive in.
But you're pretty good at staying healthy. Like, you've been active for a very long time.
Yeah, I try to stay active by also choosing the right things to do. Like, since I do gi and no gi, a lot of people ask, why are you not doing gi rolls? Like, how come you're not competing in the gi? Because if I start training gi now, it's kind of like, it's going to be like a double schedule. So I'm going to have to train more. Chances I'm going to get hurt. And then now maybe I have to skip events. So I try to be kind of really, put intention behind my schedule. I want to do these things because of these reasons,
I mean, I don't know, but I'd imagine you get paid more in no-gi anyway, no?
That as well, like you get paid sometimes in no-gi like more to show than just like you would make in a whole tournament in a gi. And also, if you're being realistic, in America nowadays, like there's not a whole lot of like activity in the gi when it comes to like not being inside the IBJJF. There's not a whole lot of opportunities.
Yeah, is there like, what's the biggest gi super fight you could make nowadays?
Inside the US? Yeah. Inside the US, I can think of it. Like if I do it, so if I forgot of something, maybe anyone can remind me after. But inside the US, I don't think nowadays we have none. In Brazil, we have one that's really good. It's the BJJ Stars.
Oh yeah,
they actually run a really cool event. Like as far as like production goes, how they treat you, and of course they have a budget. They usually do Grand Prix because I think it's more affordable for them to actually bring a big number of guys and try to have those guys compete for a certain amount of money. But everything outside of that, they take care of you. They're really professional, and the event is nice.
Didn't they have the first 100K grand prize?
No, that was a Spider, right?
Spider. Spider used to be a good one, but I heard they got bankrupt or something.
Give you guys 100K. Not a good business model, I guess. Fuck.
Yep.
You have any good stories like coming up? For example, like in no-gi, you'll get like we used to do like bet matches and shit like that. Like coming up, you ever do anything like that in the gi coming up?
Bet matches? No,
or more just tournaments.
That was a tournament. This is one of those probably like the craziest like story I can think right now. Like it was a bracket that was supposed to win like $2,000. I was a brown belt. I had just got my brown belt, and these guys, it was actually a cool idea. They used to do this event right after Worlds, where all the color belts and everybody that travel for Worlds, they would be in town. They'll do it like in South California as well, where Worlds happens, and be exactly a week from it. But they'll mix it up. So if you're like a heavyweight and you won blue belt, you'd get a chance to compete with the heavyweight and won brown belt. So it'd be all in the same bracket. So it's actually pretty cool. So I showed up. I competed well. I beat my first guy. I think he had won Worlds at brown or something. And then the second round was I had just got my brown belt. I won Worlds as purple. I competed against a guy that had double gold at brown belt. And I had a crazy match. He swept me, mounted me, and I had a toe hold on him. But when I was a brown belt, I used to do that a lot. I stopped. I feel bad nowadays. But I'm really big. I used to do all our flying triangles from the top.
Fuck.
And I would hit them pretty clean. But this dude, whenever I did the flying triangle, he kind of put his knee kind of like in the way, and I landed like on his knee, dude, like on the video. Like I didn't notice whenever it happened, like the knee buckled bad, And the knee buckled, and then he kind of like like he was starting my triangle. I think he escaped, and then he has to stop. So I'm like, oh, what happens? But he was winning me my points. So the match stopped. And then they're like, oh, we got to give the win to him because
What?
he was, or something like that. Yeah, it was
That's
weird,
crazy.
you know.
No, you subbed him.
Yeah, it's
Something
essentially
like
a
that,
sub,
something
yeah.
like that. But I was like, fuck, like what the fuck? But I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. But then, no, yeah, like he won. He's gonna move on the bracket, and yeah, you did good. But that's it for you. I was
crazy.
like, all right. So my buddy and I, we started driving home. It was like 45 minutes from there. So on the way home, like. Was 1 week after Worlds. I had won Worlds. I had a good showing there. It was like an even match with a guy that was like a brown belt, the double belt brown belt. And then we were like, oh, let's just grab a beer, maybe I guess now, just to celebrate the win of Worlds and have fun. San Diego, right? It was summer. And then as you're in the cashier getting the beer, the guy from the event calls my buddy and like, hey, is Victor still here? And he's like, no, we're buying beers, like about to get home. He's like, well, if he wants to get on the tournament again, the guy broke his leg, so the guy can fall on the bracket. We're just gonna put him instead of the guy, and he can still be on the tournament. I was like, shit, I haven't drank yet, so
So you went back.
yeah, I drove back. So then we drove back, and I won the whole thing.
Sick.
Nice,
Fuck yeah.
nice.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
It was
That's fucking
$2,000.
awesome.
Doesn't Craig have like a Chael Sonnen story similar like that? Like 80cc, it was like drinking beers on the side.
Oh yeah, and then he got asked to do the absolute.
Yeah.
He's pretty sure he's having a beer with my dad.
Yeah.
He was,
Who, Craig or
Craig,
Chael?
Yeah.
Craig.
Craig.
Did he did his division. That was like his breakout one, right?
Like with Leandro? Whatever.
Yeah, with Leandro. And then afterwards, he thinks he's done, so he gets a beer with my dad. He's literally drinking on the sidelines with my dad. And then I think, yeah, someone, either Mo or Chael, someone walked up to him, was like, do you want to hop in the absolute? And he's just like, all right, sure. It's a few beers deep, and went out and did the absolute.
Wow. Do you, I don't, you don't have to answer. Do you smoke or do you drink or?
I try not, because like anything that will kind of like mess with my routine, I think I have to pay the price to kind of like get it out of my body. So I like, if I drink a beer, I know that tomorrow at some point I'm gonna feel it, like even during the rounds or not. But if I'm in vacation, I will occasionally, you know, like if I'm like in another country just having fun. One of my daily basis, I try to like not keep it as a habit, you know.
For sure. So we have some, we asked the, like our subscribers, you know, if they have any questions for you, we let them know that you're hopping on the podcast. So we'll answer a couple. I don't like any of these questions really, but a good question is, were there difficulties transitioning to no-gi, and how did you have to adapt to like your game for no-gi?
I think there was, because, you know, like I think no-gi has changed so much like throughout the years. And when I got into it, the way that I saw no-gi was the time that you take the gi off for a little bit and you just jump on a competition. And you kind of do the same things you'll be doing in the gi. But then as IBJJF changed the rule set too, like, oh, now you can do heel hooks on IBJJF. And then I'm like, oh shit, like, how do you do a heel hook?
What's a heel hook?
Yeah, like all the heel hook I knew up until that time was just like you go to a straight ankle and then you let go of the ankle and kind of rip the outside hook. That's kind of like my idea of heel hooks. Mm-hmm. And then I start diving deep into it. I was like, oh yeah, there's a saddle, there's an inside control, there's all that. So understanding that world was kind of like I had to do it. I feel like if I hadn't do it, I would be giving my opponents like a big advantage. Yeah. So I think kind of like open my mind to actually know, oh yeah, I don't know that much inside. I don't have to become a specialist on it, but I actually have to start understanding that stuff and finding spots or finding knowledge and finding like ways to even like adapt it to my game as well.
For sure. I'll start rattling these things off. So, what are your best tips for beginners who want to improve fast?
I think it goes a lot to the mindset, you know, like, because I was even having this talk with my guys the other day. Is like, are you coming in to train to beat everybody up, or are you coming in to train to improve and and as you improve, are you able to actually see the invisible wins? Like, because a lot of times guys will show up to train and they only have, like, imagine like a guy show up to train as me, Nicky Rod, and him in the training. Like, he'll get beat up like every day. Of course, like, you won't like end him, but till he actually is able to do a clean move on us, it'll take a long time. Sometimes people walk into rooms like that where like there are more higher belts, and it takes them a while to actually develop the game inside that room. And a lot of times they're like, oh, I'm not getting better. Like, I can do nothing to anybody here. But then if they go to an open mat and they train somebody that's been trained just as long as him, they're like, oh, actually I know some jiu-jitsu, so I think it's just like the mentality. Just be consistent and just don't try to stay attached to the big wins inside the training room. Don't try to like tap everybody out. Try to like progress your game slowly. And I say like try to here and there train different times. If you just train at one time in the school, try to go get different stimulus so you actually see that you're not as bad as you think you are. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you guys think?
No, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
What's the question? how do
That's
beginner?
a good one for him, because the thing about Nicky Rod that I kind of respect and I think is really cool is like you compete against people that have been doing this sport for way longer than you, but you have gone to suppress a lot of those people like inside things that have been doing for a longer time. So like you're able to kind of like beat time, like for how good you are, for how short. How long have you been training for?
It'll be 7 years in June.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have competed against guys that have been doing this for 25 years and doing this stuff that you do probably for a longer time. So it's like kind of cool. Like
it was. I kind of have this similar thing. Like when I first started training jiu-jitsu, and I was training with these guys under John, and that was maybe 2 or 3 months into jiu-jitsu, and I was just trying to survive. Every day it was like it's Nicky Ryan, it's Gordon, it's Craig Jones, it's all the leg lockers, Gary Toner, Damon, Ethan, and those are just like the well-known guys, but there are tons of other guys that were like straight up killers that also had professional jobs as well. So I was just going in there trying to survive every day, not to get submitted, and then little by little add on like a technique. But if I could go back, I think I would like be more strict about working one specific thing and maybe trying to do more rounds with people that I'm better than, or that are like in lower belts, purple belt, blue belt, because every round I was just like, oh, let me go with the best guys. And I was like, yeah, that made me tougher, made it hard to kill, but I think I could have got better faster if I went to kind of to the beginner side,
Yeah, I think like a big mistake a lot of beginners make is like they just come in and they don't have anything in mind on what they want to work on. They're just like, I'm just going to try and submit this dude. It's like you should be doing focused work. And I don't know, this is like one thing that I really like about like the ecological CLA stuff. It's like you're putting people in position where they're forced to work on a specific skill. I mean, like with Nicky Rod, like I've been trying to get Nicky Rod to do high stepping for like a very long time, and you still would like mostly just kind of stick to body lock passing, and then it's like, well, now we start incorporating like the ecological approach a bit, and now like your high stepping so much better.
I agree. I like it.
Yeah,
I feel like it's easier on the body as far as like it doesn't use as much strength.
Like
effort and like timing. If I time it properly, I'm able to just like get my opponent in the correct position. Wedging back takes is like, I almost come every time I do one. It's beautiful. It feels so good.
Like I haven't been able to come yet.
It feels so good.
I think what you said is cool too, because a big pet peeve of mine with like people that are starting to learn is like they have this habit of keep repeating like, oh, I don't know anything, like I don't understand anything. I'm like, you've been training for 3 months, you've seen this position at least twice. Like, you have to start owning the things that you know. Like, don't be afraid to say, oh yeah, I remember this. Like, oh, I know what's inside position is. I know that once I get here, I want chest to chest. Because I think it creates a lock mentally. Like, oh yeah, I don't know anything yet. Like, oh, I've been doing this thing for 6 months and I barely know anything. Like, but whenever you keep repeating that to yourself, you start kind of believing. So every time you show up to class, like you have to shrimp out of a position. You're not actually confident that you know what's like shrimp is, like hipscape is. So I think like ownership is important. Like every time you show up to class, you're learning something. Make sure that you own that knowledge that you kind of like get in each class.
Sometimes I give our guys pop quizzes. I show up, I'm like, show me high stepping, show me body lock pass, things like that, just to see if they're sharp. And if they don't know it, and they should know it, we make fun of them. Yeah. And hopefully that pressure makes them better.
Shame is useful. Yeah, shame is useful.
Do you? I guess like, do you do any like mental training in the sense of like your mindset or your beliefs in like how to push through adversity or how to attack, you know, the competition. Do you go down that rabbit hole at all, or you just?
I do. Like I have. I think you kind of like gain that and kind of like, how can I say, like you put it in your luggage or in your bag over time, and you have those mental wins that kind of like build your mentality, and you kind of like get more confident. I think having somebody's experience at Shangri Lovato with me has helped, because I was actually remembering this yesterday, because we're doing Worlds Camp right now. And like Worlds Camp is actually the cool thing, because a lot of those guys are gonna have 9 matches, so they're training super hard, and everybody's tired. And I remember the things that Shanji would tell me whenever I was a collar belt. And yesterday I remember this one was really cool. He was like, because whenever I was collar belt, I was very skilled, and when I would compete against the bigger guys, like I could beat them just with skill, you know. But at some point, I would have a kind on my bracket, or like somebody just as skilled as me, that I would beat you like I would have to unlock a new thing to kind of beat this guy. Or is it going to be physical? Is it going to be the mental? Like going to push super hard where we're both tired, and the mental side is going to be the bigger role. So what Shanji used to tell me is like, you don't have to be afraid to be that tired. Like you actually have to enjoy be there. You have to enjoy the chaos. If you're trying to stay away from the chaos, at some point the chaos is going to arrive, and then you're going to like, you know, freak out and not perform. So like that was one small one that he kind of like told me earlier on. It was like, as soon as I start actually wanted to be on that zone, you know, like it can, I think there's different ways to say it, is related to your, maybe like your heart zone, like that red zone, but also the mentality, your like foggy brain. But a lot of times guys, when they're competing, they don't want to get there. But like Shanji was like, the longer you stay there, like you have to kind of like be the master inside there, like, oh yeah, I control you, don't control me. So I think that's kind of like tricks that kind of makes your mind stronger. And I do believe there's like there's a side to it.
You think that's something that so like you've learned that over time, or do you think it's like you were born with not being afraid to get tired? Because it's like,
no, I think it's over time. Like you put in practice, and then like you try in tournaments, and maybe you're able to, you know, like that mental exercise that you did, like the tiredness one is just like an example, right? You're able to perform tired in a competition, and you're like, oh yeah, it's doable. And then, but also now you know that you kind of like did that once, can I do it twice, can I do it 3 times? So I think it's like, it's consistently training. That's the way I see it. I think maybe some people, they're like naturally less afraid of things, so they just go for it. But yeah, I think there's definitely a training side to it.
What match have you been the most tired in?
The most tired. I think I can think of a match exactly, but there was like Worlds that I have done, tournaments that I'm literally like quarterfinals. I got 2 matches to go, and my whole body's cramping. And I'm like, how am I going to like do anything? Like I can barely walk. Like, but of course that was, I think, just the mentality. It was just like, I was young, I didn't know any better. I came in just with water, I had no electrolytes. I didn't eat the whole day. So I kind of put myself in that situation, but I still had to get a job done. So I was like, shit, like I can battle. If I knee, my quads cramp. If I stand, my calf cramp. So like, what am I going to do to do all that and still beat that guy? So I think like there was a couple terms I was like that. I think my last match I got pretty tired as well, but I think it was more like management of energy and like than anything else. I don't think it was playing into the mind so long. I was kind of tired.
The last one was Luke.
Luke, yeah, with Luke, it was like that one was kind of tired, but I don't think it was like too deep. It was just like small things that I could have done better, and if I had done, I think I wouldn't like exhaust myself so much.
Interesting, dude. The Roberto match.
Was
that the one that you were probably the most tired?
Yep. Oh, I have done a match with him, and I was fucking tired.
Yeah, he just keeps moving.
But the way I did my match with him, it was my first World. I keep saying Worlds because I've done so many, but we're doing the Absolute, and the Absolute starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. And it was my first black belt Worlds. Collar belts, you go, I think it was my first, I think it was my first Absolute Worlds. Usually collar belts you do after your division, so by the time you do the Absolute, you kind of like warmed up, you're ready. So for this one, it was 9 in the morning, and I kind of fucked it up. I woke up too close to the bracket, so I just showed up, and I had Roberto first round, so I was like still waking up, and he's just like, bang.
Amped up, bro.
Dude, like after that match, it was like, he ruined my whole bracket. I was like, I'm toasted. Like, I'm going to compete. So I had the second match. It was a draw. I ended up losing. But yeah, I think I lost because one of the reasons I lost was I left like that. I felt like I woke up and I jumped on a mixer. And then after the mixer, I got thrown on the back in the bracket.
I beat him pretty good, and I scored a bunch, but I was tired. And I think I got really tired because match started off. We got into like a leg entanglement, and I got a couple toe holds, and I was like, every time I tried to break his foot, I tried
super hard,
as hard as I could, because I was getting pops. I was like, oh, for sure I'm gonna snap this thing.
Yeah.
So I did like 2 toe holds as hard as I could, and then a few minutes later I get on the back, and I like go rear naked choke as hard as I can, and he's like weasels out. Then I get a darce, and by then I'm cooked, and then still like 8 minutes left in the match.
I wonder how many full squeezes the body can really like have.
Well, I think you only have one max,
one full squeeze,
one really full like max squeeze, but like. Yeah, I don't know. I did pretty much all that I could in that match.
That relates to other things too. You don't have a full one, and then after that is all bad.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. But I think when it comes, I think sometimes I like just watch stuff, and it's funny how in jiu-jitsu there are guys that have different physical abilities. I really think there are guys that have a hard time getting tired, but that sometimes can be a flaw in their game. For example, if I'm always just going fast and I can't get tired, but I can't squeeze anybody for nothing, if I get somebody that has the same skill, we're just going to be chasing each other's tails. So it's kind of like hard, you know. Of course, there's exceptions. Sometimes you're going to have really good submissions, but the guy's still going to escape. But I think there are guys that just have like, they're built in a way that they have an incredible gas tank. And I think sometimes it's genetic. I don't know what type of genetic plays into that, if it's like your blood cells or something.
VO2 max, I guess.
Yeah, like blood cells.
Yeah, VO2 max.
Would you do MMA?
Man, I thought about it before, but I think I'm just getting too old for that. I'm 28 now, so I think it's kind of late. Lovato is a guy that kind of like told me that I should try it once and stuff, because he's done it all, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's a champ in Bellator, no?
Yeah. Champion, yeah.
Was he undefeated? I think he's undefeated.
I think so. Yeah.
Right, there was like a medical condition that he had to retire. But
Razzie got the belt.
Yeah, it's fucking like soared to the top and then had to stop, huh? How much would it take you to get into the cage?
I think money-wise, like, I wouldn't mind start small, because I think on the heavyweight division it can get big pretty quick. Yeah. Like it's not as deep, I would feel like it. So it's okay to start small. The only thing that worries me is I feel like MMA takes such a long time for you to build your card.
Like the skills? The
skills as well, but I think the skills are not going to be the worst thing. The worst thing is like, for you to be in UFC, how many matches do you need to be? Like, are they going to put somebody too old to fight? So you'd want to get like 8 fights. I feel like MMA, for you to get 8 fights, like what, 3 years? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time,
right? And then I feel like I've known a lot of guys that have transitioned before, and a lot of times if they have a big curriculum, they struggle to find matchups that early in their career, and then it just plays a big role how like. I think it's just like you're here and then you want to get here so you can get to the UFC. The quicker you can get through that phase, the best.
Yeah.
But I think like there's so many things can get in the way, like skills, finding fights. You know, you might as well lose as well. So if you lose a match, what do you want to do? You want to wait to the next one?
Can't fucking lose.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the heavyweights, I feel like it's probably hard to find. Definitely gonna be hard to find fights because you're big, athletic, you're well known, but. You probably get signed super fast. Like if you're a finisher.
3-0s, you think? Like 4-0s?
Honestly, probably one.
Really?
Probably one for you?
Yeah. Probably one. Hilarious. Like ESPN stream. This guy's just there 1-0. Guys the belt next.
Guys have been signed like 2-0, 3-0.
Really?
Yeah.
There was one guy on Fury, right?
Fury, yeah. It was an Olympic Taekwondo guy. Had like 3 back-to-back or 2 back-to-back first round KOs in like 10 seconds, but they signed him to the UFC, and he got another quick knockout in the UFC, and then he just went on Louis.
Everybody else was like, I'm just gonna take him down now.
Yeah,
that's double A.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but I was just wondering because nowadays I feel like I watch MMA and I feel a lot of guys sometimes from like Eastern Europe, they're coming in, they're like 25-0. 25-2. I'm like, dang, like
yeah. But I think also, I mean, I see that shit, but like you. Like the Eastern Europeans or the Asians, it's like they have a lot of fights, but it's like a lot of the fighters aren't, or a lot of their fights, like the first 12 were just like fucking idiots. You know, it's like not actual like fights.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of.
They have like 13 first fights.
Exactly.
Almost like
it's like that.
Because I get it, you get a kind of like an easier fight to start. It's like the guy has a worse record, but they got kind of 14 fights of that. Yeah. That makes sense.
You see that a lot in like boxing and kickboxing. People like really pad their records because like guys will get up like dozens or even hundreds of fights, like in like Muay Thai or kickboxing, or they get to like
Bro,
hundreds.
the toughest life I feel like is Muay Thai.
Muay
They
Thai.
have 200 fights when they're 12.
They're
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Those guys fight every weekend in like tournaments, and like they're drinking beers, smoking cigarettes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in between, and it's just
Yeah.
like a lifestyle.
It's just
for them.
fun for them.
Yeah, I don't even think they're really making money.
Oh,
it's
no.
Thailand. Like, how
Yeah.
much money can you really be making?
Yeah.
Just getting by and
Yeah.
kicking
All right, so
ass.
say they're like, we want you to fight John Jones.
I'll probably try to play bot. I have to play bottom like he's a wrestler, so I'll probably try to like shoot for something, do
You
a
fight
leg
him
lock. No, I don't think so. Unless I have to.
Like,
Fuck.
and he comes into your house.
Oh, that I have a gun. The gun doesn't work. I have a knife.
You shoot often?
Yeah, here and there. I was able to actually go shooting. I think it was like 3 months ago with a really badass guy, Joe McPhee. He's the sheriff of Baghdad.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
have this connection?
Oh yeah, I could connect you guys to him and have him on the podcast if you want
He's
to.
fucking awesome.
He's
That's the
coolest
Shrek.
guy.
Yep.
That we talked about.
Yeah, super nice guy, and I actually got a whole shooting private from him. Man,
Oh,
like
fuck,
the
that's
private was
sick.
really awesome. Like, cause he has it nailed down like almost a science.
Yeah,
like how your
yeah.
shooting goes. And I had no clue. For me, if you get inside the thing and you're not shooting outside, it's good. But he wants you to like be literally like be inside a really small circle,
Savage,
and
yeah.
he shows you the way. So yeah, I have a gun.
Does he live here?
He's here and there. I think he lives in North Carolina, but he does a lot of courses here, so he's in town like pretty
They
often.
call him like the sheriff of Baghdad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like done like solo missions. Fucking.
Yeah,
You
it's
should,
a
do,
legend.
you should do a private.
A shooting
yeah.
private?
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
Fuck yeah, let's do a shooting private.
We'll get his info from you.
Please.
So,
Well, I went shooting with him close by here.
yeah, yeah.
Like, you guys are at Rybell where he usually hangs out at. So
Cool. Awesome.
yeah, I'll definitely make the connection.
That's sick. I think it would just be cool to hear the stories because he's super open about talking like
Yeah.
about the shit that he did overseas.
And he loves what we do jiu-jitsu. He's
Yeah.
in love with jiu-jitsu now.
Sick,
It's
sick.
helped him a ton. And yeah, that's the cool thing about jiu-jitsu now. I think a lot of people are starting to realize how cool it can be to just practice jiu-jitsu, and like getting a lot of like high-profile people to do it and
For sure.
getting them involved. But yeah, if I had to fight John Jones, I'll probably have to, be dirty or something. But or something like that. I don't know. It'll be hard. But I have a question when it comes to boxing and all the other sports. I think we're far to getting paid as a boxer get paid, but sometimes I get on this trip. I'm like, man, like I think if me and Tyson Fury get into a fight, I think I can take him down and
Yeah,
like
you
rear
beat
naked
his
Oh,
him.
a fight? Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah!
You
know
Tyson
what I
can
mean?
beat him.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, he makes
People,
like
the public needs to know this because
that's what I want to
everybody
know.
else thinks that the boxer would win. It was like, no, bro. I would just
Yeah, right.
kick your
Like,
knee out.
but that's why I'm like, yeah, that he's worth so much money. But if it was actually a fight, I think I could take him.
Do
Like,
they really think that though? They can't think that.
Regular people.
You think
Yeah.
regular people?
I think regular people would probably think that.
think the boxer wins
would
Yeah.
win?
over a grappler?
1,000%.
See, I'm too
Yeah.
far removed from reality. Like I don't really know regular people,
For sure.
and everyone that's close to us realizes that the grappler would beat the boxer.
Yeah. No. Everybody else, people that work like normal jobs, guarantee they think Tyson Fury, all the boxers, would kill the jiu-jitsu guys.
You know.
I feel like normal people just think a jack dude.
Okay,
beat us.
Just
fair
a
enough.
standard jack dude would
Yeah.
beat the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
out of us.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
a lot of people think jiu-jitsu is karate.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Well,
all
when
right.
you tell somebody, a regular person, they're like, like I've met big guys that work out and they're usually like, yeah, man, like, how long you think I can last? I'm like, 15 seconds max. Like I can tap you in 15 seconds. You're like, oh, no way.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I have tapped people to do this for life. Like, quicker than that.
Yeah.
And they're like, that makes no sense. I don't believe that. So yeah, I can see the boxing
Yeah.
thing like being a thing.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I think they could tag us. Maybe you get tagged with a jab or something. But once you close the distance, what's there for them?
Yeah,
you
you
know?
just have to get a hold of them.
Yeah, the thing is
Yeah.
like I think it's everything. It's like probability. Like he can knock you guys out. It's not impossible, but out of 10 fights, it's like 9 of them he's gonna get strangled unconscious or whatever, be on the ground. It's like
him and Nora, your old brother.
You think so?
Oh yeah, a big boy standing straight up. I go Imanari if he tries to back up or anything, we just die for the single leg. I'm an ankle biter against a striker.
ankle
biter.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, most people think that like a jacked person will be like a small jiu-jitsu person. They're like, look how fucking big he is.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm talking to normal people and they're like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, oh, like a little bit of jiu-jitsu. And they're like, jiu-jitsu? Oh, I'm a black belt? I'm like, oh, yeah, really? Like, yeah, I used to train Taekwondo. I'm like,
I hear that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I've definitely heard that a lot.
cool.
I think the one I hear a lot which I'm like, cool. Like they're like, oh, what do you do? Like you're an athlete and stuff, and usually dudes, right? And I'm like, yeah, like I do jiu-jitsu. And like, what's that? I'm like, yeah, it's grappling, like sort of fighting. I was like, oh, cool. I shoot. I have a gun. I'm like, all right, show me. Yeah.
I'll fucking kill you.
It's like, it's like their way to stage like, oh yeah, you're cool, you're fine. I have a gun. I'm like, what if I have one too? Like,
Exactly.
now I have two. I have yours and mine.
Very true.
But like, I think that's the most common exchange I have with like regular people.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say like, oh yeah, you know, Nancy, my 8-year-old niece just got her black belt.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
I'll beat Nancy's ass.
Tell Nancy to come meet me.
Tell Nancy pull up.
Yeah, I think black belts in other sports are kind of usually pretty funny. I think there's like certain types of karate I think that are real. Like there, because
I've seen that Filipino mixed martial arts.
No,
I'll send you some reels.
I saw the fat guy, the tappy tappy.
Is that not the
Hadouken?
yeah.
That's the tappy tappy.
The tappy tappy.
That guy is legit.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Is that your uncle?
Filipino. Man. That's my people. They know how to fight, man. Manny Blackout. Manny Pacquiao.
That is the best nickname I've ever came up with.
Yeah, he calls me Manny Blackout.
Because he's half Filipino, half black.
Oh,
Half Jamaican. So imagine
Jamaican
black.
too? Oh wow.
Jamaican,
He's
yeah. Only from the waist up, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how they found out about that.
He's a bobsledding striker.
Bobsled bun. You think you're going to live in Austin for the rest of your life?
It's looking to look like that way, because now I have a house here, I have a business, but I'm not usually so attached to where I live. I love living here because I have a cool community, I have friends and all that, but I don't know, if I get older I want to go somewhere further. Like I don't think I would mind like being old and being more in the woods or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Closer to the mountains or... Because I grew up by the ocean, but I feel like a lot of people, when they grow up by the ocean, they cannot leave the ocean. Like they move to places they want to be by the ocean. I have lived far away from the ocean for now 4 years, and I'm fine.
Really?
So I think as long as there's something in the city that makes it cool for me to live there, like maybe it's by a mountain, maybe like here in Austin I have a lot of lakes, I think I'll be cool to live with it. But yeah, it looks like I'll be spending a lot of time in Austin.
Another question is, do you think you're stronger than Nicky Rod?
Well, it's definitely stronger than Nicky Rod.
Really?
Stronger?
Yeah.
It's the first time he's ever said words like
I think
words like
I
that.
think his strength is like such a variable, you know, like because I feel like his squeeze, like you squeeze is pretty hard, so I feel like you
That was only
squeeze harder than me.
50%.
No, see? So he had this like, so what's strength related to what? Leg strength? Like I would say like it's hard to know.
I think generally the longer the person, it's like what's the striking thing? End of the lever, like the lankier the guy, they can
Technically, like there's more leverage. So
more
you
leverage.
know,
That's a leverage thing, right? I think the longer the person, you get more leverage.
You can be more dense.
I
Or it
think
could be long and dense.
So I think somebody that's 240 long and lanky versus 240 Nicky Ryan. I think
So I win
long and
every
lanky
time.
guys- Huh?
Said I win every time.
Yeah.
So Nicky Ryan, yeah.
Well, like let's call it long and lanky versus bottom heavy, right? Because bottom heavy guy is gonna be a shorter, stockier, denser.
You saying I don't feel strong when we train, dude?
You absolutely do. You feel dense. You know. Did you make a bowling ball reference?
No, Chris Wojcik on
Chris Wojcik.
the White
Bowling ball.
Monster podcast.
What did he say?
Because we were like, Chris was like, dude, he's like, when you come back, he's like, you should be a 99er. He's like, who won ADCC at under 99 at the last one? And we're like, oh, it was Kainan. And he's like, yeah. He asked Austin, he's like, who do you pick, Bowling Ball Nicky or Kainan Torte?
Oh, I think it's he's like Nicky good knees.
yeah.
They were like, Nicky changes weight, but he doesn't change like size. He just gets denser.
It's
pretty
all in
great.
his organs. It's the American cheese slices on his liver. Just adding the
squares.
Protein squares, brother.
Protein
You watch your mouth
squares,
over there. That's how cheese is supposed to taste.
Yeah, it's healthy. It looks disgusting.
It doesn't melt. It just burns.
It just gets loose.
You know, if you put like a match to it, it lights on fire.
That's how cheese is supposed to be.
Chemical burns, brother.
Fucking hell, brother. This guy.
Hey, listen, my blood works healthier than Nicky Rod, so
We
Is
should
it?
retest
Yeah.
it.
It is.
I've been
wow.
on the salad and
The salad.
grilled chicken for a while.
yeah.
We should retest it.
All right, we could. I bet you my
Okay,
cholesterol's
what's
still
your
better than
goal?
yours.
What's your goal with your diet? Like now, with as far as like blood work, you're trying
Live
to
longer.
live longer, longevity.
Yeah,
That's
my-
important.
That's
My
important.
yeah, for sure.
Don't die.
Well, Victor's like, I'll live longer. That's
Dude, I used to just eat steak and not really care about fat and stuff like that. And I'd be like, on the exterior, pretty lean. But my cholesterol just wasn't the best. I was like, yo, I have to fix this. So I've just been eating clean. And we'll see how it goes. How's your cholesterol?
It was a bit high too. I was eating a lot of steaks.
How
And
high?
I don't remember the numbers and stuff, but it was rad.
I can't forget mine. It was red.
It was rad. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
like,
right, we're in the same boat. Yo,
Yeah.
you know Ethan?
Yeah.
Ethan, so they make a chart, like, they call it like 99, and the chart ends at like 199 for the cholesterol, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to make an extra piece off of the chart for Ethan's LDL, and it was like 206.
So it's
So,
literally off the chart.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
How do you think that played on his performance? Does he think it played a
I
role
don't
at
think
all?
it matters that much.
No,
but
right?
We don't see when he how old he lives to.
That's the thing. I don't actually think it. I think athletic performance doesn't actually mean longer life.
Yeah,
like you
true.
can eat for high performance, but
Yeah.
it could take years off your life.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true. Bodybuilders are a good example. They eat a lot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you guys need to be eating more like me.
like what? Craft singles.
Craft singles, fucking ground beef rice, sprinkle some Quest chips
What's
on
that ground
top.
beef rice? You just mix it up together?
Yeah, I just do ground beef. Right, that's literally the only thing I know how to
You
cook.
season the beef.
No.
Do you cook it together?
He makes this I'll tell him what he does. Okay? I know exactly what he does. He takes ground beef, cooks it in the pan. He takes Uncle Ben's microwavable rice. He microwaves it. Then he takes the microwavable rice and the unseasoned ground beef.
No,
Seasoned?
I use adobo.
Oh, dude, Mike, you're Puerto Rican, bro.
Yeah, I use
Okay, uses
adobo.
adobo and will occasionally use Japanese barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah.
Douse
That one's
that
a hit.
shit.
Dude, that shit's so good. I forget the name of the brand.
Then he takes the American craft slices, microwaves that, tops it off with a delicate sprinkle of Quest chips.
You know, you switch up the sauces. You get tired of Japanese barbecue sauce. Do a little ketchup, a little sriracha.
If he was in prison, his meal would be the same.
I know. The second one,
Everybody will be like, hit him up. Also, like,
he's like making. He's like just like mom used to make. The second one he's been fucking making now, right? Is he takes tuna fish. He mixes that up with like a little bit of sriracha and mayo. Are you using?
Yeah, sriracha, some light mayo.
Some light mayo.
Dude, that's literally what I ate.
And then,
I'll
well,
tell
like-
you the
so
macros
listen,
on it right now. I made it
he
right
does
before
that.
coming
Then
here.
he takes a bagel and puts another American slice of cheese on each thing. Then
Yeah.
he takes his tuna fish concoction, puts it on there, and eats it.
630 calories, 61 grams of protein.
61 grams.
Now this fiber, I started using healthier bread. I use Dave's Killer Bread now.
Okay.
hitting those
Fibers
macros.
What?
Fibers
Hitting the macros.
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
What's your favorite food?
Watermelon.
Fried chicken.
It is a black chip, but it is most likely true. I do love my watermelon. I think steak for me.
Steak.
I eat fucking steak. I eat ground beef or beef every day, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. But I eat I have a rotation of
But
steak.
your cholesterol was fine when you got your blood work done.
Mine was fine. Yeah,
Yeah, you good.
I had a little bit of high blood pressure, but I don't know. I have.
That's in your mind, brother. You just gotta calm down.
The thing is, I have a low resting heart rate.
How
It's
low?
like 43.
43, yeah, that's
43,
low.
42. But I also believe that male anxiety is a laugh.
Is that laugh?
I believe it's fake. Male anxiety should not exist.
Tell that to your blood pressure.
I don't think it's anxiety. I think it's genetic.
It is definitely genetic. Absolutely. All of your family had high blood pressure as well. I talked to them.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But anyways,
You don't want to be doing too much elements, probably, huh?
The
elements,
salt.
probably.
Sodium,
I do
yeah.
like salt. I add a lot of salt to my shit. But
compensate with more water.
could do that. Yeah, I have steak, ground beef, and salmon, or chicken on like a rotating schedule.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What steak?
Steak? I like ribeyes, but most likely New York strip because they're cheaper.
Oh.
I can get like a fucking bunch of them,
Mhm.
and then the lady cooks them up, and then I eat that throughout the week.
Nice.
And then ground beef, salmon, That's it.
The reason I ask, I'm always trying something new. Sometimes people haven't think that they like to do. I might try to do your bowl at some point.
Oh yeah, brother, that
You're
shit,
trying to live long.
that shit's fucking fire. Hey, brother, I got probably lower cholesterol than him.
You probably do.
Probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys,
Genetics, man.
genetics play a huge factor.
You're a big steak guy?
Trust me, I'd rather your
Yeah.
guys' genetics.
I used to eat a ton of steak. Then my cholesterol was like, yo, you should stop that. So I mainly eat chicken, but the closer I get to competition, I'll eat more steak.
More fat.
Yeah, more fat, more steak. Yeah.
I wasn't too hooked on steak until like I moved to Texas. I don't know. Somehow I got more into steak than before. Because I think when I was living in San Diego, like there's such a big habit on eating poke. So I was eating way more fish, but I moved to Texas.
I hate poke.
Really?
I've tried it so many times, like 5 or 6 times. I just
You
can't.
gotta try it again. He also
I
didn't like
literally,
watermelon.
I had it. Were you there?
No, I wasn't there. But you also said that you didn't like watermelon. Now like case
Bro,
a day.
But I had six. I tried it 6 times. I tried poke, a good spot. You told me about. I tried sushi a bunch too. The raw fish, I don't know.
You don't like sushi at all?
Cook it.
Yeah.
Cook it when I'm down. Yeah. I'm more of a shrimp tempura kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
How, I mean, I hear so many good things about San Diego. I heard like everyone that lived in San Diego loves San Diego. Is that what you find?
Yeah,
Or
when
just
I was there, I
California?
had a great time. It was just expensive, like overall. Like you meet a lot of people that are living like all together in a small room. Like there's no other privacy because also what happens too is like since the price is so high, people are not the people that are renting. They are not so urged to make the place nice. So, for example, if you're doing like if you're an athlete, do a lot of laundry. A lot of times they don't have a laundry right where you live, so you have to do community laundry. So small things, but I think they're just like, because they make so much money because of the location. You have a apartment at the beach, just can be an old building and people still pay for it. So those things, but like it's a really cool city. Like like you finish training, go walk on the beach and stuff like that. So I think for how cool it is, it kind of balances out the amount of money you have to pay. But I don't know, like I feel like it's hard to build wealth in a place where you have to spend so much money just to live.
For sure. I feel like politics probably fucking crazy out there too. Taxes probably high as shit, huh?
Taxes, you pay, I think, state income taxes there as well.
Fucking huge
Gas
taxes.
is more expensive.
Crazy people out there.
Yeah,
Fucking wild.
politics play a big
You
role.
think
as
men and
well.
women are the same? What? Well, that is a
That's what they're saying.
that's a fact. Men and women are actually the same. It just depends on how they identify.
Well,
You believe this as well?
And we're all animals. Men, women, chickens. We're all animals.
You believe men and women are same? Like they can compete in
They
equal
could.
sports.
Oh,
They could compete.
if they are, I'm a gorilla then. Identify as a gorilla.
Yeah. They could compete. What's the result? Do we have to let them win because they're women?
Well, no, because they're just the same.
Oh, you're a woman? Is that what you're telling me? That? You and I feel just
If I woke up today, I identified as a man, but tomorrow, who knows? I might want to be a woman.
I do play with
That's the only
that.
way you'll have a
I do
fucking
play with
successful
that.
MMA career, brother.
Yeah, shit.
fuck up these bitches. Let's
straight to the top, bro.
See you at the top.
Yo, you'd be like fighting for women's equal pay and shit.
Dude, imagine I become an activist for women's rights.
UFC female featherweight champion Damien Anderson.
Who's the featherweight champ?
It's about to be
Right.
Dominique.
That's what I'm saying. But you see you at the top. I fuck them up, man. Oh yeah.
How easy you think it would be to win? Like right now,
Today, I'd take the fight tomorrow. I'd take the fight tomorrow. Fucking check the check. Yeah. I'm chilling, bro. There is a 0% chance that I lose.
I guarantee the heavyweight chick champ for sure is like I would beat up Damien 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think women fighters know the difference.
Yeah, really?
They spar.
How about
I think
who's a judo chick?
Ronda
Kayla,
Rousey?
no, Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, dogged.
Dude, she'll beat the shit out of
Dude,
you.
she might beat up the gorilla.
Hey, listen to this. I think normal people would think that the female champion would beat like low level UFC men.
Yeah.
I think that's a real thing that they believe.
Yeah.
So you guys were pretty for CGI. You guys were pretty confident that Craig was just play with Gabi.
Oh yeah. No, that had to be it.
Man, the public was. Everybody was like, some of the public was like, oh, maybe you know, like maybe she'll land a side control and like some other tapping or something like that.
I thought you were gonna let her shit break, and I was like, Craig, please don't break her.
I was literally saying that. I was like, bro, don't break her.
Don't break her.
Please.
It's gonna just look horrible.
Yeah.
Just like strangle her or something.
Strangle's the safest way.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, brother, nor Liam.
Yeah.
You see this?
Which one?
So you know Ethan Trelliston, right?
Yeah.
Ethan's little brother. A couple years ago, there was a match on the B Team YouTube where Craig. There was this chick Nora who's like a pretty good purple belt. You know,
Also, very strong for
honestly,
like
one
a
of the
woman her
strongest chicks
size.
like I've ever trained with. Yeah, like fucking pretty jacked. And then Liam was like 16 at the time. Was 16 or 18?
16.
I don't know how old he
Either
is
way,
now.
that doesn't matter.
I actually think he was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
Because he's like 20 now, maybe. All right, so he's like 18, and Craig's like, do you think you can beat Nora? And he's like, fuck yeah, I can beat Nora. And then he's like, all right, we're going to do a YouTube match. And then so they start scrapping, and she puts him in a Z-lock and completely breaks his leg in the Z-lock. Has to get ACL surgery. Is out for a year.
Sounds like Craig knew that he wouldn't beat her or something. Did you guys know? Like, did you guys think it would be pretty fair? Like,
I didn't even think about that. I was just reffing the match, and I saw the Z-lock happening. I was like, oh my god, like please tap, and then it just breaks. And he's like, and he doesn't say anything. He's like, well, that broke. I was like, shit, that was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
if it were you guys, you think you would have tapped or let it break?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm tapping.
What?
Actually, no,
you
fuck
know
that shit.
myself.
I'm letting
Fuck
that
that. I
shit
ain't
break.
tapping no fucking chick. I'm sitting out for the year.
I think that's probably what went through his mind, right? He's like, oh no, I'm not gonna tap. Like,
I think he didn't know what the Z-lock
Yeah,
was.
that's-
Yeah, I think he
okay.
didn't
Realized.
know. Yeah,
It's like-
he just like turned the wrong way. Like
The thing is, like,
oh, okay.
The Z-lock, it's like you're not really in your knee. You're not really feeling pain.
You don't feel anything till
it's
it
just, it's
breaks.
like pressure, but it's like it's not painful really, and then just snap.
That's scary.
I thought maybe on his mind he was like, oh, she's gonna run out of strength and it's not gonna break or something.
It was so quick. It was like
yeah,
it was so quick.
very.
You never had any like serious injuries jiu-jitsu?
No, the feet popped a couple times
Yeah.
and nothing crazy. Just made the back, but the back wasn't like any accident. It was just like over time wearing. Yeah, this is like the suspension of a car, I guess. After a while.
Your lower back?
Yeah, lower back, and then sometimes it goes
the
up
inverted
to the.
area.
Yeah, it goes to the upper back sometimes. Sometimes it goes to the neck, but lower back is the one that kind of like has followed me the most. First time I felt was like blue belt, and I was like doing a lot of inversions. And I think one thing that I regret is like now I start lifting so early. Because I think if you know how to lift, like you find exercises that will help. Like for me, I feel like RDLs are huge.
Oh really?
Like do like it doesn't have to be crazy. I'll go like do like 50 pounds dumbbell each side, get to a good depth, feel a good burn of the hamstrings, feel like I'm engaging the glute, feel like my abs are tight, and I'll go up to 75 each side or 60, nothing crazy. You feel really good on my back, you know. Wow. But then if I go do full deadlifts, if I go too heavy, I might hurt myself. So
do you lift heavy at all or not really?
Nowadays I'm trying to pace it where I just lift enough where I stay healthy. I'm not going super heavy I was never, because I started lifting kind of late, so I was never like too high on the deadlifts, too high on the squats, because I think it was too fucked up to be that heavy. But you know, like for me it's more about maintenance nowadays.
For sure. Call it there. We're good. How long are we going?
Hour and 15.
Oh, perfect. So, did you know that, or you just you timed it?
Just time me on the mind.
All right. Before we end it, you want to shout out your gym, shout out your instructionals? What do you got? What do you want to shout out to the guys?
Shout out to me, you know, like shout out to VH. No, I don't have a whole lot of instructionals out. Like I have a couple gi instructionals that I made myself, and they're on my website. I have one with BG Fanatics. I'm here in Austin, 6 Blaze Lake Travis. Yeah, shout out to you guys for inviting. I think it's gonna be a pretty cool thing. We're doing this together for CGI Chew. I like the whole idea. The teams are coming out pretty strong. Like they just announced Felipe for Atos, which makes it really
sick. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes it pretty cool. I think. Like,
what are you gonna do with your cut when B team wins?
200.
I don't know. Try to have that money, make more money.
Nice, good. You
Be
can invest in the
good idea.
podcast. Podcast get great returns.
Is that what you did, Nicky?
Yeah, I just put it all in the casinos. Yeah.
Oh, do you gamble before we end?
Not, but I did go into I went to somebody's house just for a party, and they were just like fake gambling. Like there was people actually running games, and I learned one, and I really like. I think it's blackjack.
Oh,
Blackjack,
sick.
yeah.
Is it blackjack?
Blackjack is a name of a game.
Of a game, right? Yeah, I think it was the one.
Just a guy.
Yeah.
Guy. Yeah.
Not a Jack that was black.
No.
Not an African
No.
guy named Jack.
No.
Blackjack.
That one was pretty interesting. So if I start, if next time I travel, there's like some gambling, I might try that one out.
When we're in Vegas, you can
Yeah.
advantage play with me and Nicky Rod.
Yeah. We gamble.
You guys
all
play
the
that a
time.
lot?
Yeah.
Well,
Every
we're
time
not,
we're in Vegas.
The thing is, we don't really like to gamble. Is the thing. It's called advantage play. So what we play is craps.
Oh.
And you can control the dice to roll what you want to roll. So
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
come advantage play with us. We can.
It's
we can win
technique to it.
definitely technique to it.
There's always technique to everything, right?
Yep, for sure.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the Simpleman podcast. So basically, all the guys that watch to the end, we tell them to leave an emoji. What emoji do you want them to leave? Okay, leave this emoji if you guys watch to the end. Guys, thanks for watching the Simpleman podcast. You've been simplified.
See ya.